15 plus 40, which would leave this mysterious teacher with 25 pens. Not that that was part of the question, but anyway. All right. How many points do you have so far? Let's see. You could have 2,400 points. That's a lot of points, man. All right. Chapter 5 and Chapter 6. Here we go. All right. Chapter 5 says, write the equation of a line that has a slope of 7 and goes through the point 3, -4. And then Chapter 6 says, sketch a graph of y is greater than 2x minus 3. All right, let's see. Write the equation of a line with a slope of 7 that goes through 3, -4. So I'm going to write down y equals mx plus b. Oh, hopefully you've paused the video at this point. If you haven't, pause right now. Pause. Good job. All right, so y equals, let's see, my slope is 7, and remember slope is m in the equation. So that's 7x plus b. And then to figure out what b is, I have to plug in 3 and -4 into this equation to solve for b. So I'm going to plug in a 3 for x, because this is the x. X comes first and then the y. I'm going to put a 3 in right here for x and a -4 for y. A lot of people think that the y-intercept goes right here. Like if you knew the y-intercept, you'd plug it in right there, but that is not the case. Y-intercept is b for no good reason. Okay, so I'm plugging in 3 and -4 for x and y, and that gives me -4 equals 21 plus b, and then I'm going to subtract 21 from both sides, and I get -25 is b, and then my final answer, which I have to write, is y equals, the slope was 7x, and then the b is -25. You could have plus a -25, and that would also be correct. Okay, are you killing it so far? And if you're not killing it, then may I highly suggest that you write these questions down and put them on your note sheet. You might want to use them. All right, Chapter 6. Sketch a graph of y is greater than 2x minus 3. All right, well, I guess I don't really need to sketch a graph if I don't want to, because I have graph paper. Or at least I thought I did. Hey, I do. Okay. So here's some graph paper. Let's see, it was y is greater than 2x minus 3. Okay. So I'm going to draw a couple of kind of straight lines. This one's my y, this one's my x. Okay. And then I have to put down a y-intercept of -3. So the point is to start with the y-intercept, and this is like a plus a -3. So -3 is my y-intercept, that's right here. And then for my slope, it's 2, or 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. Okay, now normally I would connect these with a line, but this is just a greater than sign, not a greater than or equal to. So this is actually a dotted line. Remember that? Okay. And then we have to shade for this one, because greater than means shade. And you have to shade greater than, or above the line. So which side is above? Well, if you remember that water test, if you pour water from one side or from the other. So let's see, if I poured water on this side and gravity took it, it would go straight down and never hit the line. But if I poured water on this side, it would hit the line and roll down it. So this side is greater than. Right there. All right, number 6. We just did. So number 7. All right, number 7, little one, a little harder here. Solve to find the intersection point. 12x minus 3y equals -3, and 6x plus y equals 1. So, you could do this in 3 ways. The first way is to solve both of them for y and graph it and see where they cross. The second way is to use substitution. And if you did substitution, you'd have to get y by itself right here. So it'd be y equals, let's see, 1 minus 6x, and then you would put this junk in for the y right there, distribute, and solve. But I'm not going to do that because I think for this particular problem, elimination looks the easiest. But if you did it by substitution, and if you did it by graphing, you also get the exact same answer. Because sometimes methods are easier than others, and mathematicians are lazy. So you got to find the best way. Okay, so let's see. Can't cancel out the x's, can't cancel out the y's, but I can definitely, 6 is like a factor of 12, so I'm going to multiply this bottom equation by -2. So I'm going to keep the top one, 12x minus 3y equals -3. By the way, the reason why I chose -2 is because I'm trying to get 2 times 6, which makes 12, but I want one of them to be positive and one of them to be negative. So this is -12x down here, but remember you have to distribute that -2 to all of them. So that's -2y and -2 over here. And you add them together. So the x's disappear. That's what we planned for, right? We got one positive, one negative, the same number. -3 plus -2 is -5y. If negatives are still tripping you up, then you need to use a calculator on this test. No excuses. Okay, now we're left with -5y equals -5. And to get rid of this -5 right here next to the y, I'm going to divide both sides by -5. So here we got y is equal to 1. Okay, so now that we know that y equals 1, I need to find out what x is. So to figure that out, I have to plug 1 into one of the top 2 equations, and it doesn't matter which one. So I'm going to pick the easiest one because I'm lazy. So I'm going to pick the bottom one. I'm going to write down 6x plus y equals 1, but instead of y, I'm going to put 1 in. So 6x plus 1 equals 1. And then to get rid of the 1, I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I get 6x equals 0. And then to get rid of that times by 6, I'm going to divide by 6, so I get x equals 0. And then remember, your final answer looks like a point. So, 0, 1. There's definitely going to be like one of these on the final. So be prepared. All right, next up. Random. Ah, perfect. I've been wanting the random question. I decided that this week, the random question, each one is worth 200 points. They're 3 questions, and they're all about bugs. So, the answer to each one of these is the name of a common bug. And it's probably not the first answer you think of. So, each one is worth 200 points. No Googling allowed. See if you can answer them. All right, first question. What is the best predator in the world? Again, it's an insect. But here's what I mean by best predator. Because you're probably thinking humans are the best predator in the world because we're awesome at killing other things, which we are. But, which is kind of sad but true. By predator rate, what they meant is that basically when this, in this case, insect or animal, goes hunting for something, what % of the time does it actually kill that animal? And this insect has a 95% success rate of killing. So, see if you can figure that one out. Next one, this insect can withstand 900 times their own body weight. Now, I'm sure you're thinking of insects that can lift very heavy things, but this is can withstand 900 times their own body weight. So, if you took however much this insect weighs and you multiplied it by 900, that's how much weight you could put on it without it crushing it. It's a very strong exoskeleton. And then the final question is what kind of queen, so that's a big hint, it's some sort of insect that has a queen, can lay 6,000 to 7,000 eggs in one day. Ugh. Ugh. Okay.